Hi everyone, it is March 17, 2022, and today we're going to discuss crypto markets. Before we begin, let's go first to visit our farm and see what's happening in the PVU. Obviously, the investments there are nothing much today, but we'll just take a look on how the game is being played and what we're still doing in the farm. In the farm, there is what they call mini games like this gathering map, and you'll get the stamina. So there's the foraging, the fishing, and the mining. We'll go for the fishing. So I'll click the fishing. So it looks something like this. You can just play the game, and I'm gonna share it to you. So, yan, fishing. So may levels yan. Level 1 pa lang ako. So, let's just do something. So ganyan, you just click and then huhulihin mo yung isda. How time consuming is it per day? Nasa mga you're still needing about 30 minutes per day. Although medyo interesting na yung mga games and yung PVP, which is what I'm gonna discuss later. Ang daming challenges, and in fairness, I think a lot of people are playing naman the game. As to whether those battle points and those PVUs are worth anything today, syempre it's not much. Pero we're seeing at least development and being built in the game. So, Consuelo de Bobo, I don't know how long it will take, pero still playing the game. Anyway, sunk cost na yan. Sunk cost yan for anyone who's invested in the PVU. Then we'll go discuss the crypto later. Just give me time to finish some foraging and some fishing. Just showing to you the gameplay. So, ito. Let's just play kahit isang game muna. Mabilis naman na yung game. Makaka-finish ka na ng game within about 15 minutes. So, hindi na siya ganun katagal. And depending on how good you are, kaya mo naman yan kahit less than 15 minutes. And depending on how good your opponents are. So, marami na siyang gameplay. Hindi siya strictly luck. So, hindi rin siya strictly about the money you have. Talagang may strategy involved, which I think is a good way for the game to progress. Right now, nasa farm tayo, kaya hindi nyo pa nakikita yung gameplay. I'm just, in the farm, ganito lang siya, may mga mini games. Ito yung mga passive modes. You're just collecting the fish. Humuhuli ka lang ng mga isda. Ganyan lang. Teka. And so, huli-huli lang ng isda or ng trash. Ganyan lang muna sa gathering map. And then, whatever you claim, nandun yun sa inventory mo. Which I think you can use to craft. So, right now talaga, more of farming. Wala pang cash. May cash out mechanism, but then again, to cash out, you need an undead, which you can get from all these mini games. Makukuha mo yung undead eggs here. Tapos, i-expedition mo siya. Pero ako, I haven't gotten an undead egg for me to hatch para mag-expedition. So, yan. Hintay lang. Anyway, level 1 pa lang kasi ako. So, malamang wala pa talaga akong makuhang mga undead eggs. Okay. Skip 1. So, yan. Meron siyang stamina. And then, yan. So, from fish, you'll go to the foraging and then pwedeng mining. So, ganyan siya. Ganyan yung map. Hanggang sa dulo. Yan. Anyway, ganyan siya. And then, we're gonna play naman and I'm gonna show to you naman the game. So, this is the game, yung PVP. Dito, ito yung pinaka-productive way for your PVU assets, no, so far. Here's how it works. So, you sign in. And then you go to your account, you play the game. So at least at this point in time, hindi ka na maghihirap to download the Nox, yung mga simulators or emulators. Diretso ka na sa web-based. So yan, just wait it out. Plants vs. Undead. And while we're discussing and while it's loading, let's take a look at the markets recently. So recently, the markets was shooting up because of Chinese issues going up. This was last night, as you can see on my screen. A lot of Chinese stocks went up massively, mga 40, 50, 60, 70, even 80%, some of them, in just a single day, due to the comments of Premier Lee, Vice Premier Lee. Vice Premier who pala, I'm gonna go to the exact news. And you might say, what does Chinese stocks have to do with your crypto? Well, it has a lot to do with risk sentiment. And that has a lot to lift up the sentiment of the market. The news was this one 22 hours ago. So let's just read through this for your information. After a massive stock sell-off in recent weeks, we know that there has been Chinese COVID lockdowns in Chimton and then in Hong Kong, and then their zero COVID policy is not working out well. And in response to all of the Chinese Ukraine Russian war, and they said very clearly that they do not have any plans to invade Ukraine, which means that it is an active saying that they have no plans to support the war in any means whatsoever. In fact, they want to support the capital markets amid all the mounting headwinds. Let's just read through this. Chinese Vice Premier Liu He vows support for economic growth capital markets amid all the mounting headwinds. China's stabilizing markets will take substantial measures to shore up the first quarter economic growth. Therefore, stocks in China and Hong Kong actually rallied more than 10% last night. And so far, it is still continuing to hold on to its gains. It might not be rallying another 9% today, but the fact that it is holding on to those massive gains last night and not correcting anytime soon. It's still trading at 21,200, a significant pump from 18,000. That is a 10% index move. Tells me that there is still a lot of buyers on any dip. And we are seeing actually active participation from government as well to buy these dips. Let's just go through this. China will roll out support measures to bolster its capital markets, steady economic growth following a massive stock sell-off driven by concerns over coronavirus outbreaks, regulatory action, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, all of these are increasing sentiment for long-term institutional investors who wanted to maintain stability. With that said, why would this have an impact on Bitcoin? It's because Bitcoin is very much a liquidity instrument. A lot of people have parked in Bitcoin dollar simply because they were so afraid of the entire market going down. We know that crypto has become, specifically Bitcoin, has become more of a hedge. It was an inflation hedge. If the world is erupting into madness, some people are keeping some of their assets safely in Bitcoin or they're safely parking it to the dollar. So we think that that has made Bitcoin relatively stable over the past few months. You'll notice that this January until March, the fact that crypto stayed above 35K, still trading at 41K, this one is an actively managed trading range for crypto. The fact that it has not sold off. Obviously, when the breakdown of 35K breaks, all bets are off. But so far, since it has not really broken down, it shows to me the resilience of crypto. Not every crypto, but exactly Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin holding on to its fort, you're seeing that the rest, like the other large cap cryptos, are also holding and maintaining. That's why Ethereum dollar is still above 2.3 and it's still maintaining that 2.7 area. Well, we're not calling for moonshot plays here. We're just saying that crypto in itself has become a large scale institutional asset class wherein it's behaving similar to stock market in an inflationary world. So still inflation is still a problem and people would have to park their assets other than cash and other than the dollar. I'd say that there are some people who are actually actively participating in crypto market, especially since they're really buying all these dips. So Ethereum as 2.5 and 2.7 has some buyers. Let's take a look at how Solana has traded apart from the Bitcoin Ethereum. Solana has actually traded below 90, but it's still trading above 75, suggesting that it's actually being traded as the rest of the large caps are, which is trading quite resilient in a range. So Solana is trading in a range. We cannot say the same for other small cap cryptos, huh? The other small cap cryptos are still getting demolished, but the large caps like Binance, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, we're seeing that resilience. So I have to say that I think all the crypto people in the world are parking their assets into these large caps. Very much, it's very clear that if in the US some people will hide in a Google when the world is falling down into wars and chaos, or some people are hiding in gold. I'd say that the crypto community, which is still a huge community, we're talking about at least 200 million users here, they're parking in their largest conviction, which is Binance. So you can see that Binance has been very steady here, 340 to 400. And if you're actually doing a lot of staking mechanisms, you would say that maybe it is safe for you to actually be parking in some crypto assets within this worldwide market sell off. So people are still parking in the Binance space. People are still buying. And take a look at the total crypto market cap. The total crypto market cap for the first 3 months of the year, or the first quarter, has just steadily been low volatility, from about 1.7 trillion to about 2 trillion. It's not moving as wild west as before. So we're really seeing the maturation of crypto as an asset class. So as an asset class, it seems as if, wow, I'd have to say to the bulls out there, I'll give you a good reason why you want to save your money into Bitcoin every now and then, because clearly the fact that it's just stayed there and resilient. Of course, for Bitcoin dollar, it's just resilient, but between Bitcoin rubles, of course, it's a different entity. With Bitcoin rubles, you're seeing really that for the first half of the year, rubles has really declined in value, and it's just been going straight up all-time high for Bitcoin against ruble. While the Russian ruble is trying to gain stability and gain ground, you'll see that that one managed to go down. Why did it go down? It's because ruble is trying to gain some value. So I think that so far what the world is seeing is that perhaps, despite all these World War III happening within our midst, there might be a resolution and the war may never end. But it's clear that China is trying to do its part in maintaining peace and order, and perhaps setting an end to this difficult time. So what we know is that with that market resiliency going on in the world, specifically with the huge run up of Hang Seng Index and the huge run up in all Chinese assets, this is the China Bull Fund. This was a 3x long. This went up 65% last night. Of course, after a huge drop, because this is a 3x leveraged fund. But even if you just look at FXI, large cap shares, all the funds have been dropping for, this is already at the 2016 low. So we're talking about 7 to 8 years of multiple lows for your large cap ETFs. That would mean your Alibaba, your Tencent. So we've never gone that low. That's why the market is already doing all that it can to intervene, in the sense that they're buying up all and ramping up all the liquidity towards buying up even the assets. Because the fear of the government is that if all the people suddenly lose their jobs, and some of them have their savings parked in Chinese large caps like Alibaba or mutual funds, I would say that all the mutual funds have a lot of positions on large caps like Alibaba. They are being saved by the government. So the fact that this went from 36 February all the way to 26, and we're talking about large caps, that has been enough ammunition to assume that a short-term reverse bounce would happen, and that is positive for crypto assets in general. Let's take a look at some crypto assets, no? So let's go to the CoinGecko. So as I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance has been steady. In news, Solana has been steady. I have not been following Terra and Cardano, so forgive me when I say that I know nothing about them. But I think that Terra, I saw news that they are actively trying to buy Bitcoin reserves. So so far, I think that all the cryptos of the rest are not really being actively participated upon. That's why they are continuing on their downtrend moves. You'll see very different movement on the large caps. The large caps are steady, whereas the small caps are really just getting killed. The small caps or the micro caps in the crypto space are not getting any buyers at all. So we're just seeing really downtrends on all the metaverse related cryptos. Let me discuss. Metaverse biggest would be Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity looks to be still in a downtrend, and we've been calling the likelihood of it going down to actually 99% down. Unfortunately, it's not because of the bearishness on crypto or the asset itself, but simply because these are infant industries. No matter how many people are really playing the play to earn aspect of the game, and if you've seen these peaks, no, 170 to 120, usually they go 90% down. So even at 50, is it a potential drop to about 17 or 20? The answer could be a yes. So unfortunately, I think the world is really parking only on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Binance, not so much yet on the specific games. Of course, things can change, but still on the downside. Sandbox, the same thing can be said. So we thought that at $9 it will fall to 90 cents. It hasn't fallen 90%, but it's on its way down and still down pa rin naman. We don't see any change on the sentiment on these metaverse stocks. It's still gonna fall. Just like what's happened in US on the metaverse names, still on the downside. Yes, there are rallies now and then on metaverse stocks like Roblox or Unity. Sometimes it goes up, but overall it's still on a downtrend, and we foresee that that downtrend will still remain in play. We see Sandbox still trading with a lot of resistance here, about $4.50. So even if $3 goes to 4 and 4.50, still tons of resistances. So I'd say that the bears have the massive control on all these crypto. Sandbox still remains on the downside. Axie Infinity still remains on the downside. How about the Central Land? Also the same, even worse. Central Land is still on the downside, so here on the down. Right now, Polygon, even the polygons are having problems. I think there was a lot of outage. So yun, lahat yan breakdown na ng downtrend. So breakdown ng uptrend. So yan, from the $2 arena, it's now 145. Unfortunately, the next support of Matic, no matter if Bitcoin is steady, is still extended here to about 60 cents or even worse. So mukhang pababa tong mga to. What happened to the swaps and the stakings? Let's take a look at the swap and staking. Cake dollar, unfortunately, is just going all the way down. It's now trading at $6, 5.6, no? Sometimes it goes $5. So, malamang meron pang chance yan bumaba ng, I don't know if it's kaya pa bumaba ng 25 cents, but let's assume the worst that it can fall another 50% down pa yan, all the way to about $3 to $2. So lahat ng staking pools, mukhang unless they are shorting or selling their cake dollars, looks like no matter how large the APRs are, hindi pa rin yan, hindi pa rin siya positive. So, pababa pa rin yan. I'm gonna show to you, no? So, yung Pancake Finance, these are the staking mechanisms where you will earn some cakes if you stake either with Cake Dollar or Binance, no? But even if you earn, the problem is you have to be perpetually holding on for a long time until it reverses to the uptrend. Because so far, lahat ng stake na yan, still on the negative. So ayan, staked only. I staked what, 90? Just showing you, naka auto cake yan. Yeah, you get 62%, no? But it will go down and go down. So nako-compound lang yan. So dumadagdag yung cake mo, tumataas ng tumataas yan. But it will take time before it goes up to about 10 or 11. So ang mangyari lang dyan is that you'll continue to earn that dividend. Ito yung makuha mo, that 60% cake APY. But I don't think that you can sell any of your cake anytime within the year. So in a way, it's an investment rule. Those who are staking, hindi siya talaga for short term, no? Talagang pang matagal pa to. So yung mga yan, matagal yan. Even the Solana, yung mga staking, mataas 40%. But yun, bumababa yung mga nakukuha mo. So this is the FTX, yung Solana. Breakdown na pala siya na 3, no? So nandito na siya sa $2.50. Either way, the thing about this is that natatanggap mo siya. So, si Solana, steady. Si Ray, mahina. So, we've noticed that na the Binance is steady, pero all the rest is not. So, what do I mean with Binance being steady? Kasi in the farms, you can look at the, just Binance dollar. So, what we're seeing is that if you are staking on Binance Dollar per se, ito, like BUSD Binance, you will earn 13%, steady yung Binance mo, and you earn the cake. So parang dividends mo yung cake and some fees. So these are a few things that people are still okay to get. Yan yung mga ano, yan yung mga available. But the rest, I don't think the world is really entertaining the small cryptos. Not really much interest here. Kaya because there's not much interest in the rest, kaya ang lalaki ng APRs then. Like what's this? 120% APRs, 100% sa Bomber Coin, 'di ba? Ang dami. Like these are games na people will still not patronize. So you're gonna be one of those that meron kang NFT nung game, pero if there's nobody playing, wala ring value yung mga yon until such time that people accept it as currency or accept the game as a massive hit like yung mga Counter-Strike or yung mga Free Fire yon. So matagal pa in my view. So kaya the people playing, the biggest money is still on the large caps. Dito pa rin sila sa biggest ones. Like I'm showing to you like TVU is 99.8% down ata eh. Parang ganun. Like ganun no, like from $25 to 5 cents. Let's assume that 5 cents goes $5, you'll go 100x. Tama ba? 100x your money. So ganun klase yung mga ganitong games ngayon. Practically nothing yung pricing. So talagang nilalaro lang siya ng mga tao ngayon. And I guess the bear market on the small caps will last for about 2 to 3 years. Pero the big caps like crypto, adopted siya. Specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, talagang binibili siya. So what I could say is that given the people are receptive to buying a lot of Bitcoin, Coinbase has been bullish in the sense na because of last night, alam natin na may bullishness yung market. The market started to buy everything, including Bitcoin, including Ethereum, and including NFTs. 4 hours ago, Facebook's Zuckerberg is now bringing controversial NFTs to Instagram. So, bagong pasabog to ng Meta platforms which really believes in the metaverse. Today, we're seen as a social media company. Oh, shucks. Patahimikin natin to. Yeah, this one, let's play. Pero, music muna, mamaya. Save. Saan to? So, let's just read this. Facebook executive chief Mark Zuckerberg told that the social media giant is now Meta Platforms. Today, we're seen as a social media company, but our DNA says that we are seeing that metaverse is the next frontier. And so the transition has not been easy. We had a weak results, and we're spending close to $100 billion. Meanwhile, there's a pullback on advertising budgets, a potential recession, slow user growth rates. Therefore, we even lost over $500. I guess they lost over $500 million since the name change. The financial hit was big enough to kick him off of the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Yeah, because Facebook went from 380 to $200 nowadays. So it was half, yeah, 50% off basically. They lost around $300 billion in the process, I believe. Market cap. Zuckerberg is not slowing down. So we're working to bring on NFTs on Instagram. I'm not ready to really announce exactly what it's gonna be, but over the next several months, the ability to bring some of your NFT is in. So hopefully you will be able to mint things within that environment. So with NFTs, I believe that people are using Immutable X, people are using layer one solutions like Polygon's Matic. So there's a lot of people are considering even tong mga meta platforms, di ba? So we'll see. They're considering the possibility of letting you create, sell, and exhibit your NFTs on Facebook and Instagram. So the NFT market has proven to be lucrative. So Facebook is going to enter the NFT segment, reaching a value of $41 billion. So guys, I think that with this news, if you are really bullish on the NFT craze, I do believe that we could says here that Facebook sold their tech assets to San Diego-based bank Silvergate for $200 million. NFTs have become somewhat controversial recently, a sore point among gamers who's using experiments on how to basically make money on the NFTs worldwide. But we'll see if people really accept this. So far, I think that the world is actually positive on the NFT. So you're looking at, if you're bullish on crypto, there's several ways of how to go around it. You will go long Coinbase, you will go long Facebook, Meta platforms. That was giving you that buy signal last night, and even tonight, even at $203, that is still a bullish buy. So FB at 203, um, FB at 203, Coinbase at 172. You can still buy MicroStrategy, which is really just bullish on crypto, specifically just Bitcoin, here at about $400, 428 closing. I think that the market is showing its hand that it's bullish. So the fact that Hang Seng Index will close near its highs tonight, 21,200, tells you that the follow through move later is still up. So usually how high can a market go from its bottom? Well, you can just count it from the lows. So example, this Hang Seng Index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if that was one day and then 2 days, yes, it can consolidate for the next 3 to 4 days to consolidate the gains before going up. But eventually, I think like the first 2 days, people are still buying. The first 3 to 5 days, people are buying unless we go exaggeratedly up to about 24,000 on your on your Hang Seng. That's when you will encounter quite a lot of selling pressure. And that would mean the same thing for cryptocurrencies. If your entire world is going up, I'd have to say that if you're wondering, hey, if Bitcoin is going up from last night's 38 to 40,000, how high can it go? Well, we can clearly see Bitcoin has tons of selling pressure here at 45K. But as I'm saying, this seems to be just a consolidation, no? It's just being accumulated. So we're still seeing a lot of people park their money. I think it is an asset class that people are considering as an inflation hedge. So some people are parking on crypto, specifically Bitcoin, or they're parking. Yeah, people still ask, hey, is there a Bitcoin against gold argument? Gold is still actually getting bid up here at about 1900. I have to say that two classes of people. There are the old timers who believe in parking as an inflation hedge gold. And then there are people who really believe that, hey, I'm not much of a gold asset holder, but I'm more of a Bitcoin Ethereum holder. And we're seeing that that's been really steady for quite 3 months now. So yun. So far, let's get your questions, if any. Can it be played in mobile phones? I haven't played the PvP through my mobile, but I think it's possible through the Android. Some people's been playing and downloading it. Eric Art, how true? Some of the crypto community is saying that when Bitcoin will be regulated, it will just be parked in the 38K range. I think that it's possible that right now, what's happening with the large cap crypto is that it is just staying still. I think that the fact that the volatility is very little tells you that there is a real buyer at 35 or 38K. However, there's also a ton of selling pressure at 44, 45K. As to when it will break out or when it will break down, I have no idea what is going to be the catalyst. But to be honest, I think the war and all the confusion of the market makes Bitcoin just a safe haven. And it's possible that the people who are parking in Bitcoin are not the moon boys anymore. They're not the people who believe that Bitcoin will shoot $300,000 or $100,000. They're just people who are converting 100,000 pesos towards Bitcoin. They're just going to cost average, DCA lang sila. It will take time. If you ask me, if Bitcoin is truly an inflationary hedge, it might just shoot up only if the world is in chaos. Now, you might say, but the world is already in chaos today, so why didn't Bitcoin go up? Um, the fact that it didn't move down, to be honest, is already resilience. And most likely, crypto kasi, specifically Bitcoin, has already shot up quite majestic. 'Di ba? We've seen how it moved from 5,000 to $65,000, corrected to 30, rallied back to 65K. It is behaving like a high growth speculative asset class, but the fact that it actually stayed above 35K is already, if you ask me, already a bullish sign. Because if it was really bearish, it would have fallen 70% down from its highs or 90% down like a nothing asset class yet again. So if it was really an asset class that was nothing, I would have seen Bitcoin already fall to about $5,000 to $10,000 yet again. But since it's not, it tells me that, wow, there's really that maturation of the asset class. And even if it takes time, I think it might take another year or another 2 years before it's proven to go up yet again. What's happening on Bitcoin today is similar to building a base. So I think what's happening on Bitcoin is it's just building a base. Solana is building a base. How long will that base be? Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes longer. So if you ask me, 2022 is just a round of building base for crypto. So you won't make a ton of money in my view on Bitcoin unless you're trading the ranges. So that means that if you're gonna trade Coinbase, buy 160, 170, sell 190 to 200, that's about it. If you're gonna play so there's two ways for you to make money. Do you want to sell Bitcoin at 45K? If it goes up, and then if it goes higher, even at 50K, no problem, just sell again. Because there's a high chance that you could buy it back anyway at about 35K or 38K. So we're really stuck in a bullish but also neutral range for Bitcoin. That's really my view. So since that's it, let's just play last game. Play tayo ng one game of PvP here. So I'm just gonna play this game. Give me about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Yun. So I love to play these. I hope to win, pero let's see. Not good So don't let's see na lang. Let's just play a game. Mhm. So I usually use that tong si dalawa, which is attackers. Attackers ko sila. Okay. So, ganito siya. Tatlong dark. 300 yung ginamit niya. Okay. Natin. So, wala pa sa aming nag-a-attack so far. 400. So, ginamit niya lahat. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya magbibigay sa akin ng monster for now. Okay? So, hintay tayo the next. Okay. So load up lang siya ng load up ng mga ano, ng mga what's this? Okay. So since load up lang siya ng load up, mag-load up naman tayo ng ng pera. Pahirapan lang natin even if mamamatay din naman 'yan. So you can just spawn the undead. Malakas naman 'yan kasi meron siyang 5 plants. So kayang-kaya niya 'yan ma-attack. Nag-iipon lang ako ng income. Try natin mag-ipon ng income. Hindi pa siya nagsuspawn ng mga undeads. Spawn tayo isa ulit. Isa pa. Yan, naglalagay na siya ng konti. Okay, lagay tayong ganito, mga blockages. Marami siyang plants, so ang style niya is puro defense, puro offense din. Pero sige, we'll see. Hindi siya masyado nagsuspawn ng undead, napansin ko lang. Baka may plano siya later. Sige. Complete na siya, 10 plants. Ako, ano lang, 3, 4, 5. Yan. Lagay lang muna ako ng mga ganyan. Summon ako ng mga undead. Summon pa ako ng isa. Pahirapan natin siya ng konti. Hindi siya nagsa-summon, ano? Hmm. Yung style ng aking kalaban, hindi siya mahilig mag-summon. Pero ako, style ko, summon ako ng summon. So, yan. It's just, ganyan muna. Isa pa. Flying, flying. Sige. Kaya naman nila yan. Those are enough to fight Mr. Dinosaur. Hindi ko tinime, pero kaya naman yan. 263. I'm gonna make him, yan. Damage. More. So, na natin kung kakayanin ba niya. Let's see. So, the game is, yun, papaubusin mo yung percentage niya soon. Hindi ko alam kung kakayanin pa niya or pinalakas ko si Dino para hindi niya mapatay kagad. So, medyo nahirapan na siya. Done. Endgame. Okay, so yung kalaban ko kasi hindi siya mahilig mag-attack. So anyway yan. So akyat yung MMR status mo. Tapos mas maganda maging 100th place below ka para mataas yung status mo. You'll get some mga rewards. Ang daming pakulo sa Plants versus Undead na PvP mode. Pero yun, ganun lang. That's the game. Mabilis lang naman, no? Parang 6 minutes lang ata yun. Okay, let's read the question. Not familiar with cryptocurrency yet I'm interested to learn. Could you recommend where to find tutorials that would explain what cryptocurrency is all about? There's actually a lot of good crypto channels. I think Real Vision Finance is a good channel. Ano nga ba yung mga pinapanood ko? Meron yung ano yung sila Ethereum channels. Teka, let me find. The best crypto YouTube channels. Marami kasi mga news based, so okay din 'yun. Um, Teka, let me see. Coin Bureau is good. I've been watching that. Crypto Lark is good. This one's good. Coin Bureau, Data Dash is good. Altcoin Daily is good. Ivan on Tech, Real Vision Finance, yes. Meron pa akong pinapanood. Lark Davis, yes, I like that. Um, Yung pangalan nung dalawang yun, yung pinapanood ko. Saan ba yung mga YouTube channels na pinapanood ko? Coin Bureau, View All. Sa daming pinapanood. Mapapansin mo naman yung mga gagaling eh. You can watch a lot and then pili ka ng mga gusto mo. And you can it depends on what you also like to watch. Paul Barron Network, I also watch that. Ano ba? I think you just have to brush up on using YouTube to watch a lot and then Um, you'll find what best serves you. Meron yung dalawa na what was it? Yung Ethereum na channel. Teka, YouTube, Ethereum, mga DeFi, mga ganon. They teach people DeFi, how to begin. At si Anthony Antonopoulos, yeah, marami yan. Hmm, I just really devour as much videos as I can. I think like I wouldn't point you to one specific channel, but just browse through a lot. Just use your Google search engine and you can find already some good crypto channels, I think. Aside from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, could you recommend six more cryptocurrencies that investors could take advantage long term when prices could rise in the months or years? I wouldn't be the I'll be honest, I'm not as well versed in many cryptocurrency channels or the upcoming best long-term assets. Even if you're just loading up on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, I think that's enough to be fair. Um, but yun nga, I'll tell you that the world is very much recognizing a lot of metaverse tokens. So you might want to explore a lot of metaverse tokens, ones that really pick up your fancy. So, for instance, when it comes to metaverse, let me see what happened to Auroria. Let me just check. Kasi it's gonna be game based. So, just like Axie Infinity, which shot up a lot, um, this one is an FTX game naman. 'Di ba? So, Aurori, ngayon $8 na lang. I mean, it could go $1. A lot of people are, I think people are still gonna look at Axie Infinity. People are also gonna look at Engine Coin. So you want to watch out on these. People would look at Wax. People would also look at Link. So Wax at 27 cents. People will look at that. Chainlink. People would be interested on this, I think. So a lot of use cases. In my view, Pancake Swap has a lot of use cases. Yung mga Ray USD, mga Ray Solana, a lot of DEX, a lot of dApps. What you could do is go to dApp. Let me go introduce you to some sites, no? dApp Radar. This one. Da, da, da. Ayoko yung ano eh. Of course, a Brave token, si ano yan, si BAT. Pero hindi yun masyado pinapansin. You can go to yung mga DeFi Llama to take a look at what's happening on the space. So here, I'll just introduce you to sites. Importante when you're looking at DeFi assets, total value locked. So I now remember yung channel na pinapanood ko, the unbanked. The unbanked ba yun? Or teka, wait, let me see the Bankless Nation, yun ba yun yung pangalan? The Bankless Podcast, ito, Bankless HQ. Ito, maganda tong mga to. Si Bankless Podcast. Teka. Bankless. Look at that. Saan yung YouTube nila? Wala na ba silang YouTube? Bankless Headquarters. Ito. This one. Go to this. Follow them. Okay siya. The Bankless Nation. Build your crypto know-how. This is a good So yan, you can just the story behind FTX, yung mga Solana. I think like you have to really dive and give yourself the ability to understand what you're buying. So ito, mga Uniswap, SushiSwap, these are just DeFi assets, no? So you can see na there are people who play Tamagotchi, Avegotchi, hindi pa Tamagotchi, Avegotchi, ito si Axie, ito si Sandbox, ito ano to eh, ang pangalan to, this is another game eh. Sorry, Inch 8 to eh. Inch 8. Ito, Pancake Swap. Ito si Mars. XMS ngayon, wala nang kwenta yan. But I played it and I exited. You can actually look at this. I wouldn't have a tough answer to tell you that this the crypto kasi they're still they can really go 99.99% down. Pero like ito, I think interesting to. Look at this one, no. So every time it goes nasa mga 2 centavos, the reason why there's a buyer, if you ask me, why is there a buyer at 2 centavos no on XMS BNB? Because meron sila ditong, I know it's kind of weird, but sa Mars ecosystem, if you have XMS, you can earn BNB. Eh, importante yung Binance eh. Right? So, whenever it's low, nagiging ano siya, nagiging crypto trading asset ko siya. Paminsan-minsan, but I only trade a very little sum, like $100 lang or $200. Kasi mabilis siya ma-double your money on this one, which is weird. Kasi nga, if you park some XMS, you earn BNB. Pakita ko I'm gonna show to you. So, use the app. So, you have to understand how to play the DeFi. So, mga staking. So, meron kang mga, yan. So, MetaMask, ganyan. Use app. Pakita ko lang how it's done. Of course, you can just park it in USDT and earn mga 2%, 5%, 7%. Depends on what passive staking you're doing. So, grabe, lit na ng value locked. APR, okay, so XMS price is 0.3. Wala na, halos nating na yung market cap. But if you look at the pools and the farms, this is what's interesting. If you simply stake the tokens, you will earn this much. So example, let's stake XMS. How much BNB will I earn? It says here 90%. If I stake XMS, I will earn Ethereum. Diba? So, syempre, we would prefer to earn Binance and Ethereum rather than PancakeSwap or anything. So, ito pa lang maganda na eh. Diba? Ito pa lang maganda na eh. You stake an XMS, you earn how much of Binance. Na withdraw ko na kasi yan eh. Ito, nalagayan ko pa pala. Pero like ito, if ever meron kang $5, imagine mo, kinita mo $4 of Ethereum. Diba? Parang amazing, diba? So, parang, try mo, pila, lagyan mo ng $100 na XMS, which is what? Magkano lang yun eh? 3 cents ngayon. Pasukan mo $100 ng XMS. Tapos, hintayin mo siya. Ganito lang yon. Either yung XMS, aangat. Pag umangat si XMS, benta mo. Ginawa ko yun dati eh. I bought at 3 cents. Binenta ko siya kagad ng mga 6, 7 cents. Umangat pa nga ng 8 eh. Ito yun oh. I bought it somewhere nung January plus. Yeah, dito mga 3 centavos I bought. 3.5. Nagbaba pa siya ng 3 cents, okay lang. Nung nag-shoot up siya ng mga 8 cents, syempre in-out ko na. Actually, I remember getting out mga 6, 7 cents. In-out ko na siya dito. So, nag-8, 9 cents pa. Syempre, binentahan siya. Right now, here at 3 cents, if you ask me, dito ko lalagyan ng $100. Kasi, I'll stake the XMS, I'll earn the Binance or the Ethereum, edi yung $100 ko, kumita ng $100. Tapos, kung yung $100 ko na XMS, umangat pa ng 200, edi double your money ng XMS ko, libre pa yung Binance ko. So, I think it's kind of interesting. Now, if you wonder, oy, hindi ba parang too good to be true yung XMS? Sometimes yun nga yung reason kaya medyo nakaka-weird rin. Kaya I only put $100. What can you say about VeChain? A lot of the Chinese tokens parang wala masyadong adoption. So VeChain is VetUSD. Wala, parang you'll notice it went up and then went down. Halos walang nangyari. Neo, ito yung mga Chinese blockchains, VeChain, Neo Dollar, wala pa rin nangyayari. What happened to yung mga Tron, TRX USD. Wala rin yata. May mga NFT sometimes, pero andyan, 6 cents. Tulog lang. Ontology, 50 cents. So I think like the Chinese blockchains, it's not very much, I don't think the world is adopting it. Kasi diba against masyado yung China. So I think the world in general is more or less adopting Bitcoin. If ever Chinese token man, Binance would be the closest because Binance is not really China. It's more global. So parang I prefer na less on the small caps, more on the big caps when it comes to crypto. Anyway, it's really too early talaga if you're gonna play the small caps, play it small, like $100, $200, and whenever your ROI na, out ka rin. Yun talaga, like parang example, when I played Mars, exit na ako eh. So parang lahat ng iniwan ko dyan, free money na lang. Kung nilagyan ko ng $50 dyan before. Or if I really put a lot, like $1,000, mabilis din yung exit. Kasi as you can see, they can fall 99% down and practically nonsense yung price. So yun lang. Sige. See you again and then see you tomorrow. I think the big money in crypto is parked in Bitcoin. So you'll make more money if you ask me. Stay with the large caps. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Binance, and learn staking. So if you don't understand staking, just Google search about it. Marami naman yung paraan. Thank you. Bye-bye.